What's up, guys? We're diving into the top 32 of the YCS here that happened this weekend. We're going into game one. We're seeing Purrely versus Fire King here, which is very hype. I'm excited to see what this matchup is going to be all about. We're going to be seeing the Purrely player go first, I believe. You guys cannot be seeing it, unfortunately. We are seeing... Before diving over to like, comment, subscribe, I'm testing out this this new thing. I saw a bunch of other creators do it, so I thought that maybe it could be a good idea. But I believe we're seeing Fire King going to go first. I am mistaken. My bad. So it looks like we are going to be seeing... Oh no, it is Purrely. Okay, that's what I thought here. We're going to see a sleepy member going to be activated here. This one is going to be... They're actually going to take a second to read this. This is crazy. At a YCS, it's going to be making it so the next damage they take, it wouldn't happen. And they get to discard a card on resolution here to be able to summon out from the deck. It also lets them, if they summon out Purrely here, they could also be able to use it for XYZ material to turn into the bigger one here. But discarding a copy of Happiness and going for the Purrely there in the ultimate rarity, a very nice card. And this will be able to activate its effects to be able to search here. The search for My Friend Purrely. This will allow them to reveal 3 to search for one of them. You know, if our opponent actually does not know what these Purrely cards do, this can be quite problematic for us. There are pretty crazy cards that can be used here. They set up a tower, you know, draw multiple cards as well. We are playing a deck like Fire Kings, you know, we have to be very careful. And we're actually going to be normal summoning out a Beaver here. So we're playing the live, what am I trying to say? The Spright version of this deck, which is going to go for the Angler here, and then we can actually overlay for a copy of the Gigantic if we want to. Now, fun fact: all the Purrelys are actually level 2 in the extra deck, other than the Noir and the Happiness one, the Happy. But you don't really play that one, so a lot of time you're going to be summoning out the Noir during your opponent's turn, anyways, when you're no longer locked. So we're going to go for the copy of Blue, and then Blue's going to be adding a copy of Jet here. This is a very cool deck. I don't know if it's as powerful as the regular Purrely, but if it does get going, it doesn't get like hit with a hand trap. Like we're going to be seeing, they can't get nibbed anymore, which is pretty nice. And then we're going to activate the My Friend Purrely here. We're paying 500 here to reveal also 3 from your deck. Going for that 1 copy of Delicious, and then the other copy of Sleepy, and potentially another copy of Sleepy as well. Or going for a Happiness here, revealing 3 different names. I wonder why they're doing that. They may already have the Sleepy in the hand, but they are going to be going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're going to be choosing the middle one here, and we unfortunately cannot be able to see it right now at the least. We're then going to be seeing Sleepy going to be targeted by the Purrely to overlay itself into the copy of the Baby Noir, and now we have the secondary spell in the hand that can activate, and it's going to let us having the other Sleepy. That's going to be crazy. It's going to be chained to the Noir here. That means we can attach it and then set the Yeep to the field, which is going to be able to go into the Noir during our opponent's standby phase. So we're going to get a +4 automatically here. You know, maybe potentially even more than that. They're going to be asking what that does. Then we can special summon out with the Jet here. The Jet's going to be able to search for a copy of Double Cross, perhaps. Going for the Double Cross here. So that's going to be able to attach a copy to the E-Noir there if we have it, which is crazy cards. Having those 2 sets being very powerful. They are sort of bricks, though, which I think is very interesting. We can also go for a copy of Sprin. Sprin can dump potentially that copy of Angler. And that's going to be summoning out 2 more Beavers from the deck here. And we're probably going to go in for a line of IP. This will be quite powerful there. You know, Sprin will also be able to bounce. I wonder if our opponent realizes that the Gigantic also locks both of us. Like, we know that they do have a copy of Kieran, which can summon himself out. They're going to go for the Mannequin Cat here. And then they're going to be able to activate Sleepy once again, targeting. So we're getting a draw 6 here. That is absolutely crazy. And they're going to read it, like, what does it do? That's fine. And then we have another one going for the Happy. So we're going to be having a huge Noir onto the field. You know, both players gain 1,000 life points when it's activated as well here. and then just pass turn on this. Then the standby phase, they're going to get a draw 3. They're like, what? Then draw once. They're going to draw again. And then one more time here. And then we're going to go for a copy of Yeep here. And we do see the Ash Blossom in the hand. But they're going to go for the E-Noir. And then get to draw 3 more times here. We're going to see 1, 2, and 3. This is a very fat Noir, as well as a huge hand here from our Purrely player. And they ask how many materials does it have. It has, like, I think three shuffled backs here. You know, Fire King can kind of play through it with, like, the monsters in the hand. As well as if they do shuffle back the field spell, it will not destroy other stuff. But they're going to be normal summoning out an Arvada here, which is a monster negate. Revealing the deck they are playing. That's kind of interesting. You know, there is a chance that maybe your opponent already knows it. You know, you are in the top 32. As soon as you hit the top 64 bracket, a lot of players are talking. I mean, you have a few seconds to, you know, go up to your opponent, or I guess to your friends, to learn what they are potentially playing. But is there a... I mean, Mannequin Cat can summon out a fire here if they wanted to. They're going to activate the Sanctuary, which is going to be able to place the field spell onto the zone. From the brand new structure deck here, which is actually very exciting that we are going to be seeing. I am doing a series on that as well. A budget series, so you guys definitely should check that out when it does, you know, episode 0 to the cure, which is just 3 times the structure deck. But the Purrely player is going to be thinking here, they're going to be letting it go through, not shuffling it back, interestingly enough. Putting the Sky Island onto the field, I guess at this point you want to be seeing the most that you can of your opponent's deck. But I don't see a position where the Purrely player loses. I know that one other card in the hand is Ash Blossom. But like we just had a +6. We have a Steal of a Trap. We have a Sprint that can also bounce. And then we have a potential summon out a red if we wanted to as well. You know, you have 1 bounce, 1 steal, 3 shuffles, and we have hand traps. We have hand trap galore here. And if our Noir gets out, we get to add back 3 cards, which is pretty crazy. Then we're going to see them activate a double cross here, attempting to steal the Avara. And they're asking what the effect of Noir does here. Once again, you know, not having a monster effect activated so that Avara can't even attempt to destroy it. We do that. One of the cards in the hand is Ash Blossom. So we know Ash, Sky, the Sanctuary, and then the Avada here. So essentially playing with 3 other cards. They're going to let that go through, and they're actually going to be stealing this. Is there a chance that they can actually activate the effect of Avara with they have like an Ash in hand, or even a copy of Red, destroying that, and then going to be able to like punish their opponent here with a negate? Did they just steal a negate for themselves? We also see the second copy of Avara in the hand here. They're going to activate the Sky, the island here, destroying the copy of Rang Bali, you know, which is an extender, searching for the copy of Garunix, which can then special summon himself out. Not destroying that copy of Avada in the hand, interesting enough to me. But we're going to see them activate the effect of Garunix here, and they're going to be chaining the effect of Avada, discarding destroying the red in the hand to then therefore negate the Garunix. That is crazy to me. And we are now diving on into game 2 here. We are going to be most likely seeing the Fire King player choose to go first here. We do see a fist bump of good, you know, communication here. But we're going to be diving in, and we see maybe a little bit of a brick. They are thinking here, you know, having maybe multiple options or nothing at all. Did they just... Okay, let's just pass. Let's say they're going to activate the Sky here, which is going to be placing the island onto the field here. The Fire King Sanctuary, what an amazing card, you know, being able to place that spell there onto the field. Then we're going to activate the effect here. It's going to get Ash Blossom. This is one of the best spots to hit if we don't already have the Kieran in the hand. And definitely a good spot to Ash here. Are we maybe going to be seeing a Wanted or anything else that can be able to continue this, though? We do see the Phonics being normal summon, which can be able to activate the effect, searching for a spell, you know, potentially going for that copy of the blow up one here, which we are going to be seeing them going for the Sky Skyburn here, which is an amazing card. I was definitely playing. I'm only playing one of it, and I'm playing multiple on my side deck. But this card's really good against a bunch of different decks if you're able to set up like an established board. And we do see the Wanted engine going to be activated here. I wonder why they didn't start with this when they had the copy of Phonics in the hand already, unless they have another level 1 to go for. They're taking a second to read the Skyburn here. I guess we'll be able to let them add it, but I don't know where we're going for this. We're going to be seeing the Wanted going to be descending the copy of the Sanctuary to the field to summon herself out, and then it can go to place the Origins onto the field here. Do they maybe play a Jet Synchron line, or maybe potentially even the Snake Eye here, going for the Origins, which is going to be able to summon out and it's the Moment of Truth, going for another copy of Phonics. Yeah, I don't really know why we're doing this. Then we're going to be banishing the Wanted, putting back to drawing a card, maybe potentially needing that draw. And is it good enough, I suppose? We shall see here. You know, also something with the Purrely Spright deck, they can side out a bunch of stuff. We're going to see a set 2 and a pass. And we will have a pop 2, I suppose, with the Skyburn, but will that be good enough to stop Purrely? Or the Spright cards? I don't know if it's good enough to stop 1. We're going to see them summon out a Nimble Beaver here, using their normal summon for this, which is something. You know, I guess if we don't negate it, they will be able to summon out a Angler here. And then do we just pop those two and hope they don't have a spell card to continue? It is going to be good here, going for that copy of Angler. And they are looking at their extra deck, so we're not deciding to pop those two now, which is also something that is very interesting to me. Going for a copy of Purrely Happiness here. I haven't seen someone actually do this. You know, use it to summon it properly here with the effect. It will be able to attack. And then, actually, that's kind of smart, to be honest. You can start adding your Purrely spells to the hand. You know, if they do try to go battle phase, I can see them, you know, popping it. They're going to go battle and attempt to attack on the copy of the Phoenix in defense position here, or the Phonics in defense position. And I feel like you're just forced to pop it there so they don't start adding the spells. It's very clear here that we see that the Kevin is not familiar with the Purrely cards at all, which is definitely at a disadvantage there because they have so much. And they're going to be targeting their Phonics as well as the Purrely to destroy it, which means they won't be able to add those spells. And they have now used the battle phase. They're going to take a second to read the copy here of the judge is going to be reading, because they did say, you know, it did declare an attack. So will it be able to search here? And I think they're ruling it that it does not. You know, that is going to be fine there. And then we're going to be seeing the Garunic can activate its effects because a Fire King monster was destroyed. It will see that. And then it will summon it from the hand and then destroy a card in the battle phase, which is very nice as well here. So that, you know, that challenge that's in the hand will not be able to use it. It's going to activate its effects. It's going to get hit with an Imperm here, you know, not being able to destroy a Baron or a Kieran from the deck here, which is very, very nice. And they're going to simply pass turn on this. That is going to be huge for the Fire King player here. We're going to be seeing the standby phase. Faunus going to be adding back to the hand, giving them a second turn, potentially even getting at them, let them OTK here. Then we're seeing Arvada being normal summoned. This will be able to protect us from a potential Nib if you want to go for the game. And they have the second Sanctuary here. And then we're going to activate the effects of the Fire King Island. We do see it get hit with Ash Blossom. Will we choose to negate that is the question. We could negate with the Arvara here. But then we could just lose to Nib. They are going to be chaining the Advara here, destroying the copy of the Garunix. And then Sky King will resolve, destroying the copy of the Phonix here. And that will most likely add adding a copy of Kieran there. The first time that our opponent has seen the Kieran, which is a very good card. And then we'll be seeing the effect of Garunix in the graveyard activating once again to be able to summon, because it did witness after the effect that it was sent to the graveyard. It then witnessed that the Phonix was destroyed off the Fire King Island there. I'm not quite sure why they are highlighting the Circle of the Fire Kings. It is a good card. I know some decks do not play it. I personally was not playing it, but I definitely can see the goodness of it. And then they're going to be reading the effect, or the judge is going to be reading the effect of the Garunix there. It was in the graveyard at the time that the Phonix was destroyed. Therefore, it will be able to summon himself out. The cards are a little bit complicated here, and then we're going to be seeing the effect, summoning himself out here, and then he'll be able to destroy from the deck here. This is our second summon. We do have to be careful that we don't end up playing into a Nibiru here, because we have used our normal way to stop the Nib with the copy of Advara. And we could destroy the copy of Kieran if we wanted to, but there's not really anything that we want to special summon from the graveyard. But it would let us boost the attack here. Going for a copy of Kieran was going to be able to boost half the attack. And there might be a chance we just don't even activate the effect of Kieran here. Or we could just activate the effect of Kieran, summon the Phonix out, destroy the Advara, and then the Advara summon back out the Kieran. Or we could just not and then activate the effect of Kieran in the hand there. Looks like they are going to be summoning out the Phonix and then choosing not to destroy a card here, but Phonix will be able to activate there, which can let them search for another copy of Skyburn or the copy here of... so playing multiple Skyburn, it definitely could be in the side deck. This card's absolutely crazy. It does pop. It's crazy against some of those matchups like we saw with Labyrinth. It's good against Purrely, even going for a 1-for-1 here, but having multiple options as well is very good. Then we're going to be seeing the Kieran get activate the effect. We are playing into Nib here. I guess unless we summon this, well, this would be enough for game. Discarding the Phonix, destroying the Phonix, summoning himself out, and it's going to be exactly enough for game under the Nibiru. I don't even know if they had it or not, but we are diving into game 3 here with the Purrely player going to be able to choose who's going to go first or second here. Definitely choosing themselves to go first. I at least personally would. When I'm playing Double Cross as well as a Pure Yeep, I don't want to be seeing those cards going second. But we do see a My Friend Purrely in the hand here. And remember, we saw that earlier. Kevin did not know what the Purrely cards really did there. So they will be having an advantage, being able to not know exactly where to hand trap, as well as the potential of, not knowing that if they have the Baby Noir on the field, if they activate a spell, you could potentially chain. And we see them waste the Ash on the My Friend Purrely. This is a good option to hit if they do not have another copy of a field of a quick play spell here, which they are thinking on, and we don't really see one. It looks like we see a Pure Lili as well as a copy of Starter in the hand here. That is very unfortunate that we may not have any Purrely access at all. We might just be stuck on pure Spright here, which we are going to be seeing a Starter going to be activated here, which can therefore go for Jet or the blue. Going for a red. Okay. I wonder what they have up their sleeve. And they may already have blue and Jet onto the field here. summoning out the copy of Carrot, and then also going for a blue. Blue's going to activate its effects, so having a spell and a monster negate on the field. This is a lot like the Fire King, you know, with the Advara as well as the Rangbali. Having, you know, both options to be able to spell and trap negate, which is very nice. And then we'll see the blue search for the Jet, and then we can summon out the Jet here, which can let us search for a copy of the Double Cross. So still playing it in the, you know, going first. Understandably, you know, this card is absolutely amazing. We saw them take the Monster Negate game 1 here, which was very nice. And then we can go for a copy of Sprind. Sprind can then dump the Angler here. You know, we are kind of protected with the monster as well as spell negates. Going for Angler, then we're going to go for the double Beaver line here. And we have a lot. Unfortunately, we do have, you know, our red on the field already, so we can't really go for the Mannequin Cat there unless we maybe play multiple. We are going to be going still for the Mannequin Cat. I wonder if they have anything else. And we're going to be setting a mystery card here in passing turn. So we have not a Gigantic, I should say. We have a Sprind, the red, the Carrot, as well as a Double Cross line here. Looking in the graveyard, I wonder if that means they have a Bestial. But they're going to be starting off, they're going to be asking what these do. We're going to see the Imperm target the Carrot here. I feel like you just let that go through. You know, definitely no reason to negate a spell and trap with the Carrot. If you're negating a spell and trap, why would you get rid of the body on the field? You know, 14 minutes is left on the clock here. That is going to resolve here. I was wondering if they were maybe chain like a Forbidden Droplets there, discarding multiple with the Imperm. But we are going to be seeing them now having only 4 cards left in their hand here to face down a Monster Negate, a Bounce, as well as a Steal. We're going to see the Double Cross activate here, which I guess can summon out one of their monsters, or the Ash Blossom. Not sure why here. And then we're going to be seeing the... Oh, they're going to go for evenly matched here. So they're going to be bouncing back with the Sprind, and then Mannequin Cat is going to be detaching there. Okay. Making sense doing that to keep the Mannequin Cat in the hand, which can allow them summon out a copy of the red onto the field here. What a nice play there by Giuseppe, I believe the name is, by the Spright player here. We're going to see a Fire King Island going to be activated there. You know, we are in main phase 2, and they are only now on 2 cards. They're going to be destroying the copy of Kieran here, which can therefore let us search for the copy of Garunix, most likely. And they don't have a Fire King in the graveyard, so it won't be able to activate its effects to summon out here and destroy a card on the field. That was a very cool play, you know, going in the battle phase, double crossing your own monster, or double crossing their monster to bounce back, so you have the Mannequin Cat target to special summon out. You know, making sure that you have at least a play rather than just lose evenly matched. And then we're going to be seeing the Garunix as well as the Kieran's going to activate its effects here, which can summon from the hand, which can be summoning out the Garunix and then popping the copy of the Mannequin Cat here. Then we're going to see the Garunix going to activate its effects there, you know, not even needing to summon himself on the field with its own effect, which can come up maybe later in this turn if they have another way to pop it. But we're going to be seeing them destroy a copy here, most likely of Baron or a copy of Phonix. You're going for the Baron, which can let them search for any Fire King card during the next standby phase, which is absolutely crazy when you think about it. You know, not taking search for, you're just a spell. And then we see a Prod of Prosperity. The extra deck is not very important in Fire King, so you could, you know, afford to play the Prod of Prosperity, but I haven't seen very much lists playing this, to be honest, especially at 3. I saw one list playing it at 1. I thought it was kind of a bit weird, but when I was playing it this weekend, I didn't touch my max your deck very often rather than go for like Almirage as well as SB. And if you're playing the Tri-Brigade version, there are other cards that you want to be touching, but we're going to see them banish. And then looking at the top 6, we see another Prosperity, a copy of Garunix, or the Phonics, I should say. I'm not quite sure that other spell. Oh, it's the Origins, okay. And we have not normal summoned yet, so they could just go for a copy of so you're going to be putting them back to the bottom of the deck here. Definitely, probably not going for the Imperm. So choosing the Phonics here, that it can be normal summoned. And then they're going to activate the effect, searching for most likely the Skyburn. You know, trying to be able to pop their stuff. They are very low on cards. So we could just pop the like Garua, or the Garonics, which can therefore you know, just, I mean, I don't even know. You probably pop the Phonics so it can just add back, but we also can be adding a copy of the Garonics in the standby phase with the Baron here. So probably going for both. We're going to be seeing the Baron. Will they chain Ash to this? We know that one of the cards in the hand is Spright Red, and we do see the Ash. So they are going to be ashing that, which means that now they have one card and the Spright Red here. And we see a normal summon of a Purrely. This will be searching for a copy of the of my friend Purrely here. And if they remember the last card in the hand, they absolutely have won this game. You know, all I have to do is let them search for the my friend, activate my friend, chain the Skyburn, destroying your 2 cards and their 2. You don't have to destroy the Purrely, to be honest. It doesn't really do anything here, but they can just destroy the Phonics as well as the copy of my friend, and then they'll just have like, there's no spells engraved. So I wonder if the Purrely player realizes that they have lost at this point. They're going to activate my friend, and we just chain Skyburn here. You absolutely have to chain the Skyburn. They're going to let it... Oh, because yeah, I was going to say, they don't let it resolve. You pay 500 here, and then they're going to be destroying both of their monsters to actually just destroy the Purrely and leaving them just on a single Spright Red. And then we're going to be seeing the Phonics add itself back in the standby phase here because it was destroyed. And then we're seeing the Islands effect here. I thought they were going to do the island effect. I mean, with 6 minutes on the clock and only 58 life points left, we absolutely have game here. We're going to see the Phonics being normal summoned, letting us search for a copy of Circle, most likely. Or going for another copy of Skyburn, having multiple in their decks, Eve going second, is interestingly as well, because maybe they want to be popping some of their traps. Like if they just normal summoned and then their opponent like flips something, they can just chain the trap. We see them activate the island, destroying the Phonics to therefore search for a copy of Kieran, most likely. And then we're going to be seeing the Garunix in the graveyard here trigger, summoning himself out. He can activate the effect, destroying another copy of the Kieran in the deck, which will be able to gain the life points here. And that's gonna all they're going to need is one more card in the hand for the copy of Kieran to destroying itself. And the Kieran will be able to reborn a monster as maybe even the Avada. At this point, surely the Purrely player knows that they have lost. Summoning out the Baron here. And do we have the Kieran in the hand that can destroy? We do. We have the Kieran in the hand that's going to destroy the Baron, and they're going to go battle phase and attack for game. And we see the Fire King player end up taking the game here